Hey guys, how's it going? It's Baggins here, back with one of those Realm Royale update videos. It's been a while since we've done one of these, so it's good to be back. It's been pretty quiet on the Realm Royale front, but one thing that I wanted to talk about in this video, of course, is the upcoming update, Early Access 13, which I'll be putting links to the patch notes in the description down below. Because I wasn't actually able to get any test server gameplay, this video is going to be a bit short if I only just talked about the patch, because there's not too many things changing. So one thing that I want to talk about is console, you know, the PS4 and Xbox One release of Realm Royale, as well as the patch that is coming up. So I'll put a timestamp in the video as to when we talk about console. Now, you know, spoilers, it's not going to be a release date, but we're going to be talking about some guesses based on like spoiled, like data mined content that we've seen coming up in the future, and then we're gonna do some crazy theory crafting. We're gonna come up with some conspiracy theories. And hopefully arrive at a theoretical date for console release for Realm Royale. It won't be from Hi-Rez or anything, it'll just be from, you know, crazy Hobbit Baggins, but that's what we'll talk about at this point in the video. But first of all, let's talk about Early Access 13. So what's changing in the next patch? What is on the PTS currently right now that I can't actually get a game on? Well, the Stone Staff has been nerfed. So now the damage falls off over range, which is, I think that's a pretty good change to it, because right now the Stone Staff is still one of the most powerful weapons in the game. It's still going to be super effective up close. However, it won't be able to outtrade either a slug rifle or a longbow or something like that. It's going to be more limited to close quarters. I haven't actually had a chance to play. Like I say on the PTS, it's going to be a recurring theme that I'm saying in this video, but I didn't actually get a chance to play any gameplay, so I don't know how significant the damage fall off is. But at least, you know, we've been nerfing the Stone Spear for the past 3 patches in a row now. It's still really powerful currently, so it seems like this would be a good change. Next up, we've got an improvement to the weapon handling for the Venom Pistol. From what I've heard, this just means that the Venom Pistol, the shots land more consistently, which is good, because that's one of my main complaints about the Venom Pistol, is it's horrible to use, because most of the shots just don't seem to connect. It has a really, really tiny projectile size, like the size of a pin, whereas everything else in the game is like the size of a tree trunk, so that seems like a good change. I've heard it's a little bit too much in the overpowered direction though. It hits really hard and you can't miss shots with it, so again, it will be a thing that I have to test out in the actual live version of the game. I assume this patch will probably be coming to live maybe Monday or Tuesday, depending on whether they do any changes. After this, we got a change to the Firebomb ability. It says damage no longer scales based on target's maximum health. It will now always deal the same damage to all enemies. Chickens will no longer take less damage. Warriors will no longer take more damage, so you can burn those chickens faster since it's not based on their maximum health, which is 1,000 for a chicken, but you won't be able to roast the warriors as quickly. I think it's a good change. Firebomb is probably one of the strongest abilities in the game, has been for a long time, so not necessarily bad. I don't know whether I'd call this a nerf or a buff, just a change to how the ability works. Next up, what definitely is a nerf, albeit not that powerful, chickens have a reduced speed by 10%, so chickens are going to move 10% slower. I don't know if this is enough, to be honest. I've had quite a few frustrating moments just today alone where chickens have escaped me and my duo partner, just because they had the chicken speed rune and the natural speed that chickens have these days. It's incredibly hard to shoot them and chase them down. I think even on a mount, you can't keep up with them sometimes. They move so fast. So at least they're getting nerfed a little bit. Maybe over the period of the next few patches, we'll see this keep happening, you know, 10% and then another 10% and then maybe another 10% and we'll finally be there. I miss the old chicken system, if I'm being completely honest, where if you got downed, it meant that you lost a fight and therefore you probably get kicked out of the game. Whereas now, if you get downed, it's just like round 2, you know, and let's go again. So yeah, I'm in favor of chickens getting reduced speed. Next up, and probably the biggest thing that we're going to talk about in the patch note changes, is a change to how the potions work. So we'll try and be very brief about this. Basically, you can use potions on the move now. You won't start with any armor. Armor potions will drop 2 times more often, like 100% increased drop rate on the armor potions. You'll be able to make them at the forge easier for 15 shards rather than 25 shards. However, both armor potions and health potions will only heal you for 300 rather than 500. So one thing that we can immediately talk about and how this makes a difference to the game, you're gonna need to use 5 armor potions to heal back up to full now, or 5 health potions. So that's half of the total amount of potions you can hold just to heal 1 bar, which is pretty crazy. Currently right now it's just 3 to heal up your health or your armor bar to full, whereas it's gonna be 5 in the next patch, so you can only heal up to full twice, assuming you're holding the full amount of potions, unless you're playing mage. I don't think I'm a big fan of these changes. They look pretty scary in my opinion. Being able to heal on the move, it sounds like a good idea, but you can't interrupt it with weapons or abilities. Like when you commit to that healing potion or armor potion, that's it. Like you're stuck in there. You can't stop it until it's finished. So It's kind of risky to go for a heal now. Previously you could stop it, you know, you could bait around the corner, go for a healing potion, and then somebody leaps on you, you roll out the way, and then you shoot them. Whereas now it's like once you've locked into that animation, that's it, you're committed. So again, this is another one that I really want to see actually live in the game and play it out. But everything that I've heard from people who have tried on the PTS say they're not the biggest fan of it. So maybe we could not go with this change. I don't feel like there's a super big problem with potions right now in the game, outside of the fact that armor potions sometimes just don't show up for me and I lose because of that, which is pretty frustrating. But I think that just comes down to an RNG thing that hopefully gets tweaked further down the line. But yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think about these changes? The only other thing we have to talk about is forges. All forges will now be active in the game, so there's no longer a case where some forges are going to be turned off. Every forge is going to be turned on. Again, I'm a little bit on the fence about this. When they initially changed it, so some of the forges were deactivated, I was like, what the heck? I like the forging system. Why are we taking away from this? Why are we adding less forges to the game? And then I sort of realized that it encouraged me to play a different game every time. You know, sometimes if I had my choice, I feel like I'd always go Jade Gardens or Lumberfall or the new graveyard. But sometimes I don't go there purely because there's no forge. Whereas now, maybe I'll always drop there again. I guess the fog will change the pacing of the game for me. It did feel pretty bad sometimes when the first or second circle had no forges in it, because all of those forges were turned off, so at least that won't be the case. But yeah, when it comes to the potions and the forges and, you know, the changes to weapons and abilities, what do you guys think? Let me know in those comments down below. I definitely think that the potions is the most concerning part of all these changes, and also how strong the Venom Pistol is going to be. But really, we'll just have to wait and see when it comes to live, unless I can actually somehow get a game on the test server. Outside of that, some small changes. They changed the chest model from a gold chest to a normal chest, and they've added some runic stones to the environment. I don't know what the runic stones look like. I assume it's just like a art thing, like we had the dragon bones added to the map a while ago. The golden chests going back to the normal chest model is interesting, because if we look on the PTS, we see this little loot goblin guy hanging around on the main menu. Now, I could be wrong, but I don't think this is a chicken skin. They don't mention it anywhere in the patch notes themselves. I haven't heard anything from Hi-Rez, so I'm not entirely sure what this is. But I'm gonna go out and create a wild theory here that the loot goblin is either a new mechanic to the game or it's some sort of limited time thing for Halloween. And I'm gonna assume he sort of functions like loot goblins in other games, where you find him somewhere on the map, you chase him down, you shoot him, he drops loot, and when you kill him, he drops a lot of loot, like weapons, you know, legendary weapons, legendary abilities, stuff like that. Or maybe he drops, you know, one of these golden chests, rather than the normal chest, which are now going to be everywhere. Maybe the golden chest will come out of him after you kill him. I don't know. I'm interested to see what it is. I'd be interested to hear your theories in the comments down below as well as to what you think this little loot goblin guy is. But yeah, it's exciting stuff ahead. Like I say, Monday, Tuesday, I think that's probably going to be when the patch is, considering Halloween is Wednesday. That's also one other thing that I wanted to talk about. Upcoming is Halloween. Now, this kind of links in with console as well. So, the shop is currently grayed out on the PTS. And we have seen a lot of data mining, which is where you sort of drill into the files of the game and find all the hidden goodies that Hi-Rez or that the publishers, the developers haven't put out for like actual display to the public yet. Going through the Twitter feed of Realm Royale Poland and their website, we can see a bunch of different Halloween themed skins and content that is added to the game, as well as these t-shirts and sprays and chicken skins that say Realm Royale Beta. Now, one thing that we know about the beta was it was originally planned that Realm Royale would go into beta for the console release, and it would also go into beta on PC at the same time. So beta release indicates console is coming soon, especially if this stuff is in the game and they keep adding new sprays and new content. With Hi-Rez Expo just around the corner, or HRX, for those of you unfamiliar, the publisher of Realm Royale is called Hi-Rez Studios. Every year they run this event called HRX, link to that in the description down below, where they bring their big games, so Smite and Paladins and now Realm Royale, and they do tournaments for them, they do big announcements, other stuff like that. If we're looking at Realm Royale, obviously I don't know if the game is in like ready in a state yet for another big tournament, and they haven't really said anything about that. But one thing that we can see is they're planning to do a developer panel talk show sort of thing, where they could be talking about a big announcement coming to Realm Royale. You know, we've got the new tutorial that just came in for a bunch of new players. We've got all these beta skins coming in. We've got stuff that looks like it could be for the second battle pass. It really looks like console release is probably going to come around the same time as Hi-Rez Expo. Of course, this is just me guessing, but you know, if we're putting 2 and 2 together, we're looking at all the new skins that have been data mined, the beta stuff, The fact that they said they're planning the second battle pass around the same time as, you know, but they want to drop the second battle pass with console simultaneously on PC. This does look like a good sign. So let me know, what do you guys think? Am I crazy? Do you think Realm Royale console is not going to be until like after Christmas or around then? Do you think it is going to be next month? I'm really hoping it is, and I'm really hoping they manage to get the cross-platform nailed down, because it would be super good for the PC player base. And also awesome to do video games with and against you guys on console. I know quite a few of you that watch these videos are still holding out hope for Realm Royale on console. So yeah, hopefully it's not too far away. What, the 16th to the 18th? It's only a little bit over 2 weeks from now. We got all this new content that seems to indicate it's coming in. We got Early Access 13. Yeah, okay. So that's it for this video, guys. I am interested to hear what you guys think about the potions. As also, if you have any other theories about Realm Royale on console and what date it could be. But thank you, as always, guys, for watching the video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you go ahead and click that like button. If you want more content from me, make sure you go ahead and click subscribe. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.